intro this morning. Courtney, you like this? Da-da-da.
I love the part where you're singing. That's the best part.
Courtney told me this morning no camera, so no camera it is on episode 601.
That is not what I said.
Da-da-da-da. We were having a lively dialogue over destruction debate just a few moments ago. We want to welcome you in. Look, there we go. Ooh, it's bright in here. Look at that. Wow, that's really bright. This is way too bright. Good morning.
Very bright.
Good morning. Shine bright like a diamond here on Good Morning Huntsville. Isn't that a song? Shine bright like a diamond.
Yes, it is a song.
It's cool. We have a couple of guests in here. Courtney's here. Boy, it's a whole full new house. This is what I love about live production. Watch this. I get to get up and I get to adjust. Not my belly. Hold on. Let's do this right here. Oh, hold on, Courtney. Oh, hold on. What do you think? Is that better?
Sure.
Oh, a little bit dark. Oh, there we go. Man, I got on the scale this past weekend. I was at 235. I was feeling great. And then I got on the scale this morning. I was at 239. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I've been bragging about how I've lost like 7 or 8 pounds this past month.
I am not disclosing that number.
De nada.
Sorry.
I was very angry this morning. No, I was not angry. I was good. Braylon this morning, Braylon Chronicles, continuing. If y'all know my little girl, Braylon Chronicles. This is chapter number 56, and we're moving right along in this novel now of about 5,000 pages. Greatest book ever.
Yeah. Oh, no. Hey, mine's 13. I know all about it.
Oh, so you're on like chapter 280.
We're on volumes, sir.
Yeah, that's a good.
We're on volumes.
This is like that. You have it in your bookshelf. You know, like the World Book Encyclopedia.
Yes.
Raise your hand if you remember the World Book Encyclopedia. This is what I'm talking about. All you, what is it, Gen Zers? Y'all don't even know, homies. Is it a Gen Z? Is that the new one?
I can't keep up.
Yeah. All you Gen Zers, y'all don't even know, because you would order the encyclopedias. They'd get you. And then on top of that, every year you had to order like the add-on one.
Oh, I have like 3 sets in my house that have been carried down. So, yes.
That was
They're simply used for decoration.
Yeah, exactly. I asked Mom, I said, Mom, you have this bookshelf that's full of things that are, I don't think they exist. I think it's got the USSR in it. That don't even exist, you know? Well, we're just going to keep it. And the bookshelf, all the shelves they're about to break, man. I said, Mom, come on.
They were heavy, and yes.
We're very nostalgic, our family. We like to hold on to things.
Yes.
I'm very guilty of this. Luckily, I have my wife, so you can walk. The house is presentable. Before her, probably not. When it was just me living in the bachelor pad, I mean, I had concrete floors after the house flooded. I never fixed. So I mean, we were regulating back then, man. Had like I started to paint the kitchen, and then I just gave up after like 4 strokes of paint. And so when Bridget and I got together, she said, we're doing something about this. And I had stacks of books in my living room. I love books. I'll never read like a full one through, but I'll tell you what, I'll read the first 2 or 3 chapters. And then, so I had stacks of books, I like to bounce around, as you can tell. You know me, Courtney.
Yeah, yes.
So she walks into the living room and she goes, what is all this? I said, well, it's my library.
Library.
She's like, well, you have to you got to shuffle through things to get to where you need to go because of all of these books. And so I told her, I said, just do whatever. Here's where we're getting at today, and we're going to have an official open. Be very careful if you tell your loved one, just do whatever you want, because the ramifications of that can be extremely favorable or extremely unfavorable, depending on whose viewpoint you're.
That is correct.
So, I have a little Bible right here. Now, this is just a regular old Gideon. You know, they hook you up with these, and this was when Bridget's grandmother was staying at an assisted living. We lost her last year. Miss her dearly, but this was there. And I was reading some passage over her one night when we were there at the, she was in her final stages. And I just remember I was like, where's my Bible? I didn't have one. And so I grabbed that one. It was all wrapped up. The reason I bring this up, it all goes back to my wife in this story. Do whatever you want, sweetheart. Just do whatever you want. I don't care. Well, I come home and everything's gone. And I said, where are all those books at? And it felt like a piece of my heart got ripped out because I was so attached to those books. I mean, it was random stuff. I'd go to garage sales and I was the guy that look at that box of books, and I'd get all of them. I didn't care what they were. And she said, well, you told me to do whatever. I said, whatever, fine. You're right. I told you. Well, then about 3 weeks goes by, and I start to realize, my grandpa's Bible was in those stacks of books. The one that he had handwritten notes in, and
Oh, no.
yeah, and that Granny gave me after he had passed, and it was one of those old. I mean, this thing was from like 1909, hardback, pages falling out, had that nice musty smell to it.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like
The
just
musty book smell.
just ages of caked everything you could think of. All the family Thanksgiving aroma from the turkey had soaked into that book over the years. The Christmas peppermint.
Okay, you're squirreling, Rob.
No, but you know what I'm
Yes,
saying. I'm
yes.
trying to make this descriptive for those that are listening online so that they can absorb this.
They can smell your book.
Yes, so they can smell the book. And I said, Bridget, sweetheart, my grandpa's Bible was in that stack of books. And she said, you told me to do whatever, and I'm really sorry. And I called Goodwill, and they're like, we can't track that. And so that was it. So the rule is be very cautious if you say do whatever you want, right?
Yes.
So, well, hey, welcome in as we get rolling. Episode 601.
Oh.
You missed the grand party. We had a 600th episode special from Cafe Texan on Friday.
Nice.
Friday. Do you
Friday?
say
Friday?
Friday? Do you
Friday?
say Friday or Friday?
Friday.
Friday. I like to say Friday. Okay. On Friday, went really good. A lot of folks showed up. We appreciate all of you for coming out. We are here. Big thank you, as always, to Elliot's Jewelers from Elliot Herzlich. We appreciate Elliot very, very much. We always acknowledge him. He's been our sponsor since day one. When we launched this platform 3 years ago, Elliot and I had met, and I gave him the idea about what I wanted to do, and he said, let me hop on board. And he came alongside of us and helped us to promote the good through 601 episodes now. Not just this, but through our website, too, at hellohuntsvilletx.com. So we want to give Elliot a big shout-out. And, of course, on this, it's usually Kay's Monday mindset. So I'm gonna have to ask you what your Monday mindset is today. Look at this immediate
Pressure. Oh no.
But Kay and Rick are out today, and so we are joined by Courtney Davison from Tomorrow's Promise Montessori School. It's good to see you. Official greeting now. Great to see you. It's been a while, Courtney. What's going on?
Just life and running school.
Here, I got to fix one thing. Hold on.
Yes. Fix whatever you need to
There we
fix.
go. Okay.
Everything has been going by so quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
That I literally feel like it was just yesterday when we were in HLI, Rob.
I feel like it was just yesterday that you were on this show before. Watch it. Oh, look at that bright. There we go. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so it was. HLI was fun.
It was fun.
Huntsville Leadership Institute.
But it's been like 2 years. That's how long it's been, and that's how quickly time has
passed. Has it really been that long?
Yes, it has.
Good night.
Still the greatest class ever. The only greatest.
I like how everybody else is the best class.
The best.
And
we're the greatest.
Yeah.
No one can top us.
It was fun. HLI.
I challenge people to top us. I want people to go out there and do great things and try to exceed what we did that year.
And we're so blessed because we still carried on. We tried to do like 3 projects.
We did 2.5.
Look, I'm not hating on the committee, man, but they turned down an incredible idea.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah. No, well, we had a lot.
I know, but the biggest one that I wanted to do, and it wasn't my idea, I think it was, is it Yesenia? Am I saying that right?
Yes, you're saying it correctly.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember whose idea.
She is a Huntsville Hornet through and through.
Yeah. Oh, yes. That was one of my favorites.
Yes, and I can't believe they turned it down. We wanted to develop a Buzzy statue, and Coach Southern was on board.
Yes.
He was. We had him on board. We wanted to build a Buzzy statue and put it out front of the new stadium because it had just been built.
For everybody to enjoy a great photo op. I still want somebody to do it. It's our idea, but you know what? I just think that it would be something great for our community to do for the school.
And it got taught. The committee said no, but instead they let us do 2 others, and we were able to bless the
safe house.
Safe house. We repainted that.
Yes.
You did. I was just kind of there to monitor.
Yes.
And
not
then,
just me. There were others.
We did 3.
I didn't single-handedly paint it.
We did 3 projects.
We did.
No one's going to top that.
No.
You're only supposed to do 1.
Yes. And our third project was kind of we were unable to use resources that we had planned and procured for our second project, and we were not able to paint. We could do everything else but paint the walls of this building. So we took that paint and we went and we helped out Safe House,
Was that like
which was completely unplanned. And
Yeah, that just came out of left
Like
field.
it happened in like an hour.
Yeah, I remember Bill Doggett. Big shout out, Bill.
Yes.
Shout out, BD. Precinct. Oh, that's a wrap. Shout out, BD. Precinct 3.
We did get our hand slapped for being overachievers, which I'll get my hand slapped for that any day.
It's all right. You know,
Yeah.
that's what happens when you get a bunch of ADD people together.
That's very true.
You're told to do a project, and you're like, we're going to do 3.
We're going to do 3.
And one of the greatest that I'm very thankful for, and I'm so appreciative of our class, because I don't want to take credit for it through Hello Huntsville, but we've been able to carry it on through Hello
Yes.
Huntsville, is our Share the Love
Yes.
campaign. And Roxanne Moss is here with us. We're going to get her to come up with her own rendition of Share the Love, yeah, baby.
No pressure.
Brianna's over there she's like, no, she ain't going to be doing that one. By the way, American Legion Post 95, the Sam Houston Post, going to be joining us here in just a little bit. So they are here today. But no, it was neat. The Share the Love is a senior citizen campaign to help just get household items for senior citizens. And we carried that on last year to make it the second annual.
Yes.
And now it'll be the third annual. That will happen in February.
Awesome.
And I'll tell you, the folks at Parkview Place Apartments are so appreciative of that, the senior villages of Huntsville. In fact, I made a really good friend from Parkview Place Apartments, Dane Collins, who had just passed here a few months ago. But Dane was an incredible man, and I think he was maybe part of the Legion for a while. I don't recall if Dane was with the Legion, but I know he was with he's with the Elks Lodge.
Okay.
He was with the Elks Lodge. But an incredible man, and you know what was really, really neat about that is about 6 months, I would say, maybe 6 months to close to a year before he passed, he made the decision to follow the Lord, and we baptized him here at First.
Oh, that's so
and
sweet.
we did it, and he wasn't able to walk. You know, he was confined into a chair. It was hard for him to walk. And so we ended up, and there's some steps in that baptism. It takes a while, but he said, no, I'm going to do this. And we were able to baptize him. Our pastor was here in that baptismal through everything. He was able to, he said, no, I'm going to go up them stairs. So we helped him. We weren't able to like fill up the baptistry. And so what we did is we had him in the chair, and like we just had a big thing of water, and it was moving. I mean, it was one of the greatest baptisms I think I've ever witnessed, to see a man that acknowledged what he needed to do, made that decision, and man, just an incredible man. But before even any of that, I met him at Parkview Place,
Yeah.
and he was telling me, Courtney, he goes, Rob, I'm so sorry for all these people in here just grabbing everything and just running with it. I said, no, that's what it's for, Dave.
Yes.
Like, you grab what you need and you run with it
Yes.
too, man.
Or you tell me, and I'll run for
Yeah.
you.
So we had a lot of fun with that, and a great man. But we're going to continue that, and as we get closer to the holiday season, which Walmart, come on, man. I was there yesterday. A poor employee had to put out. They're getting so much flack. I could just tell that poor dude's face. They're already putting out the Christmas stuff.
Oh, yes.
And I'm telling you, if you have to be that person to stock those shelves, they're just doing their job. Don't get mad at them.
Yep.
They're told by corporate.
Oh, I worked retail for 17 years. I'm well aware.
Where were you at?
I worked at Francesca's.
What is that?
It's like a woman's boutique.
Oh.
When I started, there was
Sounds
only
like the grapefruit juice I used to drink growing up. Francesca. What was it called? Fresca. Yeah, Fresca.
Yes. Very similar. But no, I mean, I started as a 19-year-old just needing a job, and worked several holidays, 2 stores at the time, and by the time I resigned 17 years later, we had over 1,000 stores.
Wow.
Yes.
Y'all had how many starting out?
2.
So you got to be there through that
I
whole...
threw the entire thing.
Wow.
I opened probably a good 500 plus of those stores.
No
That was my
way.
job. I traveled and
Wow.
I opened the stores.
That is legit.
Yes. So no, it was a lot of
Are
fun.
they
Learned
still
a
in
lot.
business? What's it called?
They are.
Francesca's?
Francesca's, yes.
Is
they
it called
have.
Francesca's Boutique?
Yes.
Or just
well,
Francesca's?
just Francesca's Collections.
Oh.
They have one in College Station in the mall, and then they have one in Market Street, are the 2 closest here.
Did you ever get to meet her, Miss Francesca?
Oh, no, I knew the owners. She was not a real person.
Oh.
But I knew the family.
They AI'd her before
I knew
AI
it. And then we went
existed.
public. Like, we were a family-owned company, and then we went public, and I went went through all those growing pains.
Did you get some of that IPO?
I sure did.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So you're just doing what you do now at Tomorrow's Promise just to pass the time.
That was the reason why I was able to walk away after 17 years.
Nice.
Yes.
I did not know
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Wow,
So-
all right. It's kind of like Publishers Clearinghouse sitting next to us over here. But,
Not quite.
funny story. That's cool, Courtney. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Awesome. Well, by the way, Courtney is joining us. Courtney Davison is who we've been chatting with this morning, and she is doing incredible work with Tomorrow's Promise. You've been over there for how long now?
About 3 years.
3
and
years?
Almost 3.5.
How did that? I never asked you this. How did that happen? What got you?
When I resigned from Francesca's, my husband and I, he was in the military and he had finished school and he was kind of just working little odd jobs, and I said I don't want to drive to Houston anymore. We lived in Conroe. And so I said, hey, if ever there's a time we can decide if we want to move, let's move. We wanted land. He's got family in Austin and Fort Hood. Most of my family is in Houston. So we kind of made that our triangle. Huntsville's where we landed.
Cool.
Yes. So it kind of worked out. I was working as I sold manufactured homes at Texas Investments here in town. And that was a great experience. And
I'm not
Yes.
bashing, but can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I'm down with the good old trailer. Don't get me wrong. I'm cool with it. It's a place to live. I'm
Yes.
never going back. I got family, man. There ain't nothing wrong with the trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't like using that word. I like to say manufactured home.
They are, because they are not. There's a story to that.
They
don't call them trailers anymore.
Well, they ain't roll. They don't have the wheels on. That
no,
was when
you
they
can't.
that
By
was-
law, they cannot be mobile anymore.
Dude,
when
that
they
was-
deliver them, they pull those wheels and axles off, and they are no longer mobile.
See, it was legit back in the day because you
Yes.
pull up and you
No,
knew.
you
like,
had to go to the DMV to get like a title for your home, like you would a car title, and then they changed all
You have to
of
have a
that.
license plate on that bad boy on the back.
It's a HUD label. It's called a HUD label.
Oh no,
So,
see,
yes.
she knows this. This is legit.
I sold them.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Because I remember
Yes.
rolling up back in the day. I'm like, dude, that dude got a house on wheels, man. Let's latch that up and
Yes.
cruise, man.
Yeah, back in the day, yes, that was what you technically could do.
Here's what I'm getting at, though, and I'm not a real estate
Yes.
expert that's Terry Coleman's our real estate expert on Hello Huntsville,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes.
But I'm not a connoisseur of real estate or a purveyor of property. But that word investment going with manufactured homes, that's not really an investment.
Well, it depends on which one you buy, because you can get
They don't go up in value.
Well, it depends, because now you can buy certain ones that are built just like regular homes, same materials, same sizes and everything. You can actually get them to where, and they are only required to be put on cement
You're
foundations.
not working there anymore. You don't have to.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, there's different levels. There's cardboard stapled together, and then there's homes built like
So
homes
they
are
do.
built.
So they do smack them on the foundation now.
Oh, yes,
See,
sir.
now that would be.
Yes, sir. Fully
Okay.
sheetrock through the entire
Okay.
thing. Yes.
I remember the old ones. You'd accidentally
Cardboard stapled together.
kids would spill a
Yeah.
cup of water on the floor and it'd bubble up.
Yes.
You know?
No, and that is, and you unfortunately
real.
can still purchase homes that are made to that quality, unfortunately. But they have made so many laws regarding the construction of those homes that you're not getting what you used to back in the day.
Wow.
But in a better terms, because there's that term, they don't make them like they used to. That is not the case with manufactured
That's what my
homes.
grandma used to say about her '67 Chevelle Malibu. She said, "Robin, they don't." My real name is Robin, by the way. I'm giving that away. Robin. She would say, "Robin, they just don't make them like they used to." My granny could get under that car. She could work on that thing
Yes,
herself, and it
you
was a
could.
tank.
Yes.
And now it's like, oh, let's make a little crumply
No, you
car
have
so
to.
it
You
crumples like a
basically
little
have
piece
to
of
be an
paper.
electrician to work on vehicles these days.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
So, well, hey, appreciate all of you hanging out with us. We do have a very important topic. We're going to talk about it on the back end of the show because I don't want to keep our great friends from Sam Houston Post 95 waiting. But I will say this because they may want to chime in briefly about this. We're going to be talking about spouses and last names.
Oh.
So a precursor.
He is going to open up this can of worms.
We would like the lawnmowers to get started this morning. Gas powered, just we'll crank it up. But spouses and last names is going to be a topic that Courtney and I are going to have some dialogue over destruction
Yes.
about. That's our new segment here on the show,
Yes.
Dialogue over Destruction, here on Good Morning Huntsville.
Of course,
So.
anything I develop has destruction in it. I love it.
Well, hey, real quick before we take a break and have our friends from American Legion, Sam Houston Post 95, Courtney, you are now the director over at where my little girl grew up, kind of.
Children's
Even though
house.
she's only 3.5, she's still
Yes.
grown up. But the Children's House.
Yes.
So what has that been like? I mean, I know you're still doing some HR, right?
Yes.
So how is all that transition? How did that come about?
Well, we needed a director over there. I had my qualifications, had them for a while over when I was working with Miss Shelby at the main campus. And she also has her qualifications. Miss Kay has her qualifications. And so there was 3 of us over there, and I went over there to lend a hand, and I have stayed, and I like it. I will be honest, I did fight Miss Kay for a minute. I did not want to go over there. I did not intend to stay over there. But it grew on me, and this is probably going to sound a little silly, because I mean, obviously the children in all of our locations and the staff at all of our locations, I love every single one of them. I could be at any of the 3 campus and enjoy myself, but what really kind of pulled at those heartstrings, Children's House, is the old buildings. I love the history and just the feeling that when you walk into that old building, the 2 old houses that we have, just the feeling that you get in there, I don't know, I like it.
Like a family grew up there,
Yes,
and now y'all get to have a big family.
History, and it's not just really Tomorrow's Promise history, but I've hired staff for Tomorrow's Promise that say, I used to go to the Children's House before it was a Tomorrow's Promise. And so this house has been a part of and taking care of children in Huntsville for I don't know when they started, but
That's
it's
cool.
been there. And I just love it. It's just like a positive vibe, like good energy. I just love it over there. And then the crepe myrtles, and Did you say
vibe?
Yeah,
That's
a good
legit.
vibe.
See, that's the new word with Gen Z. Are you vibing? I'm
I'm
learning all this.
I would get made fun of because when I was younger, I was school Courtney, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh, I'm glad. See, Courtney's really the one who started all these cool, trendy
I'm
words.
a trendsetter. What can I say?
And isn't that right next to Hospitality House, too?
Yes, they are our neighbor.
We have the Hospitality House
Yes.
on this show. Just great folks. So,
yes.
Well, hey, we're going to take a break. Our friends have been waiting, and we're paying them by the minute, and I'm already broke as a joke. So, we will be taking Walker County Federal. Thank you for the next loan. It's going to pay for Brianna and Roxanne to be here this morning. Low interest right now. The Fed dropped it a quarter of a point.
Yeah, I read that. Yes, I did read that.
Get your loans. That'll help pay your guests to be on your shows.
That's right.
Well, we'll take a brief break. When we come back, we will be joined by Roxanne Moss and Miss Brianna here from Sam Houston Post 95, American Legion. We're excited to have them today and talk about all the wonderful things that they are doing and a huge scholarship opportunity here in our community. Hey, do us a favor. Let us know you're out there. All you got to do is text us, and that number is 936-339-0139. No prizes today, but if you text us, just let us know that you're out there. Again, it's 936-339-0139. Or better yet, if you're on the social media feeds, just send in a comment and let us know what you are thankful for today. This show, I know we joke around, but it truly is all about lifting up and inspiring others that amidst adversity, we can find prosperity today. And you know how we find that? Just by encouraging each other. So let us know what you're thankful for today, and we will continue on. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. It's your show. This is Get Married in Huntsville. We'll be back after this.
I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Braylon, say, this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
All right, Huntsville, back at it as we continue on writing another chapter in our wonderful community story today. Quick weather update. Boy, it was nice outside this morning. I had the windows down 60. It's 60 degrees in San Angelo. Let me get to the right. I think it was cooler here. No, 63. Clear, by the way, clear. They still have not fixed the sensor over at the airport. It always says light rain. Boy, it's been raining for 3 weeks over there at the airport. But here, it's clear. How about today? Sunny and 89, upper 60s tonight, and tomorrow we'll hit 90. But, man, it's just a beautiful week lined up. I'm going to tell you, if you have a chance to just tell your boss adios, go for it. I mean, why not? So
I guess I got to
I
talk to
know.
my boss.
That's me.
don't do that. Stay at work, but just ask him if you can go out. Even if you don't smoke, just ask him to take a smoke break. To get outside.
See?
To get outside for the day. It's going to be a beautiful week. Well, hey, we do want to welcome you back in. Thanks for hanging out with us here. It's always a lot of fun as we get rolling. Normally, we call this kind of the K's Monday mindset. We want to get people's mindset in the right way to start the week. And Kay and Rick are out today. We had Courtney on earlier to help us open, but we are now joined by Roxanne Moss joining us from Sam Houston Post 95.
Yes.
And Brianna
Tolan.
Almost said Tolman. Tolan. See, I told you.
Tolan.
Yeah, Brianna Tolan joining us this morning. Good to have you all on. Roxanne, I'll start with you real quick. What have you been up to? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
I feel like we know each other, so I can be like, hey, girl, what's going on, girl?
Straight up, yes, we're homies now. We are so
Straight
homies.
up.
Rob is 100% part of our American Legion family, just so we're clear.
Well,
100%.
appreciate it, yeah.
And we're just always so thankful and so excited and so grateful when you can make a time slot for us. The more we get to talk about what we're doing and what we need help with, the more response we get, and it's just only ever good.
Yeah.
And it's Monday mindset, right? So it's a fun time to share. Our national commander has this beautiful 2 words: better together.
Oh, I like
That's
it.
the mentality and the vision of this year in membership for the American Legion. And it's just so fitting, because we all are better together. The better we are as a community, the better we are just interacting in our families, at work, in church. All of the one-on-one relationships can become multitude relationships. And better together is just such a theme, and you do such a good job repping it.
Yeah,
we're just always thankful when you make time for
Man,
us.
check all these cool. Like she said, homies repping it. All right, Roxanne.
It's the vibe, Rob. It's the vibe.
It's vibing in here this morning. Well, Brianna Tolan is here with us this morning. Brianna, let us know a little bit about just kind of. We know Roxanne a little bit, but I'd like for you just to kind of maybe give us a little bit about your story and however you want to lead into that. But tell us just a little bit about you and how you got to this area, and then maybe your involvement with the Post, if you don't mind.
Well,
And thank you for being here. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.
I'm not one to talk about myself at all.
No.
So, long story short, I'm a Yankee, transplanted,
Where from?
upstate New York.
Okay, but upstate's beautiful. I've been
on
to
the Canadian border, St.
Okay.
Lawrence River, but I have been in Texas since 1983.
Well, our new chamber president is from the city.
Yeah, I know.
Brandolini.
Yes.
And you'd never know. He's just down to earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I went to Huntsville. I graduated Huntsville in 1990. I started to say 86, and that's when we moved to Huntsville. And I'm a hairstylist here in town for 33 years.
No way.
And town's been good to me. My dad was in the service, worked for TDC. My husband's in the service. So my son-in-law was also in the service. So it kind of brought me back to the American Legion. My husband was raised in our Huntsville American Legion when it was out off of 75 and 2821. And then after we got married, we rejoined, and I became an auxiliary member. I am now in with the Riders, and that's where we are today, really working on starting a scholarship for students that are wanting to go to technical school. And there's not a lot of scholarships out there for that technical school. There's a dime a dozen for regular schools, but those are top tier. Very few people can get those scholarships. And our technical school, blue-collar workers, is what's going to make our country go round.
Yeah, I agree.
And they need our help just as much as everybody else.
You don't hear of a lot of like TSTC in the news anymore. Texas State Technical College there in Waco. My brother went there.
Yeah.
Great school for those kind of trades and stuff. Real quick, I want to bring Roxanne back in just a minute. But Brianna, talk more about the Riders because you mentioned that. I want to highlight that as well if you don't mind.
So our Riders program is a program underneath our Legionnaires, and we go out, we do rides almost every weekend. And if it's not a Legion ride, it's a bunch of us getting together to go ride. But it's to bring awareness, a camaraderie, so that we have time out there and being noticed by the public. Because a lot of the public doesn't know who we are. They don't know where we're at. So it's a way for us to get out there
and get our name seen, and people start asking questions. And like with my husband being a vet, his vest says he's a vet. He's an Army vet.
Yep.
And people come up and talk to him, and then that's a way for us to get them to join. And if they're a rider, great. If they're not, tell them these are the areas you can join in. And if you decide, do you want to be a rider, come join us.
Are y'all the ones that do like the riding and for the funeral service?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
Yes.
Our riders do a lot of funeral assist.
I wanted to mention real quick because, someone who was a friend of this program who we miss dearly was Clay Talsworth.
Yes.
And, boy, I just loved Clay's humor. And he and I had just a fun relationship because we were always jabbing at each other in just a fun way. And he was a friend of this program. When we first launched the Good Morning Huntsville show, he would come by when he had 0 Degree candy. He'd bring us candy to give away on the show. And then he would wear his dino suit and hide behind us. We used to be downtown, so we had the window there.
Yeah.
But I thought that was so incredible whenever y'all came and we were apart. And Roxanne, you're way too nice of me because you asked me to do a lot, and I'm not able to do much at all. But
It's all right.
we came out, and participated in that ride, and that was so neat because we went all over. And I remember just specifically, I remember Richards going through that area. One, our pastor's from there, but two, just seeing the bikes come in and everyone was there to support Clay. That was so important. And it just touched my heart to see that. So that's cool that y'all get to do that as well.
Yeah, we do a lot of rides. We do for funerals, just to help us raise money, Christmas events, going back to the scholarship thing. We are out there quite a bit supporting our community, trying to, anyways, get that awareness back out there.
Do you ride, Roxanne?
I used to. I don't currently, but I used to. And, it comes and goes. Do I want to again or not?
Yeah.
And, of course, there's only too much just more support. Get a bike. Just come on. But, we'll see.
Roxanne
maybe
seems
not.
like she should be riding, man.
Yeah.
You
And
got
a lot
that,
of
I used to.
You got that vibe.
It used to be my life. I used to ride all the time. I did. And I had a lot of fun doing it. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
It's a really neat community. We had a place in Georgetown called Hardtails, and it was a biker bar there. And the family that started that, they had a bike shop called Hog Alley, and it was really cool. And we just knew them because they lived down the street from us. But I got to know a little bit about what they do in that community, and it was so neat to see, again, how everybody just came together in times, especially when there was a need.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Martha and Dean Edwards will forever have a special place in my heart. Dean, unfortunately, had gotten cancer, but it was always his dream to open those up, and he did it. And it became successful, and it allowed he and his wife to purchase a property down the coast so they could finally enjoy life a little bit and relax because they had worked their tails off. I mean,
Right.
it's hard tails. They worked their tails off the whole time. And I still talk to Martha to this day. After he had passed, they decided to close all of that down. But it was so neat to see that community and all the hard work that they did. Similar to, how you guys are riding and doing things for the Legion as well.
Yes.
So, well, let's dig in and talk a little bit about this scholarship. Roxanne, I'll let you kind of lead it, and then I'd love for Brianna to kind of come in and piggyback on that. But
Well, that's what I brought her for. She spearheaded the whole thing.
well, let's start with Brianna then. Yeah.
So,
In the words of Johnny Canales down in Corpus Christi, he was a Tejano superstar. You got it. Take it away.
So one day we're out riding, and I'm thinking, what is our purpose? Why are we out here riding? And there's a lot that when we're out there riding, but it just came to me, and I was like, we've got all these scholarships, but there's nothing for these kids that are wanting to go to technical and trade school. And I am a trade school graduate.
Most of us are blue collar. If we enlisted, we're blue collar.
We're broke, yeah. And so we had 2 seniors that went to TSTI for electrician school and got to talking to their parents and found out that just their tools alone were $4,000.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
So that's a lot taken out of their budget, their pocket. So we would like to lessen that load. And in just a very short time, we have come together. We're going to have an event on October 25th, and we're doing a ride. It's open to 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels. It's open to anybody. Want to come. and ride. And then after our ride, we're going to come back and we're going to have game night. So some games are pay to play because we'll have prizes. Some games are just out there to play, but it's more to bring the community together and just have fun. And that's on October 25th. We'll have chili dogs and Frito pie. And then after that, we'll do another event in March. But we are trying to get this together, and we are pushing hard, and the community's coming together, coming in to support. We are asking for sponsorship if we can find, because it takes a lot of money. One, to get the money. Two, to be able to have the money to pass forward.
Yeah, and you don't want to have to spend money on the things to take away from the scholarship. for
Right,
sure.
exactly. We've got a swag shop starting. It's taken a bit, but we'll get there. And this is our first event that's coming up, and I'm hoping that it'll become a legacy instead of just a one-time thing.
Do y'all envision this raising enough funds to provide multiple scholarships, or are you just looking for one scholarship? Kind of what's the game plan right now?
At this moment, my heart says multiple, but at this moment, to make sure that we don't extend ourselves, we are saying one scholarship. We're starting at $500, knowing we will be blessed to do more. So at the moment, we're looking at one, $500, but there will be more.
Awesome.
Because God always provides.
Amen. I agree to that. Well, I think it's incredible because you don't want to leave out anybody. And, Huntsville ISD has an excellent CTE program that is really awesome. And I've seen just the passion that those students have to want to do those things and carry it on. You don't want to leave anybody out in the dust, and I think this is such a great opportunity.
And we're actually opening this up not just for Huntsville High School. So we are taking in Trinity High School, New Waverly High School, Alpha Omega, and homeschoolers.
Awesome.
Because just because you don't have a technical, the normal schooling, these kids that are homeschooled still are going to college. They are still going to trade school. And they need it just as much as we do.
I think it's important, so many times, and I'm all for education, but so many times I think education has become big business.
Yes.
And that's why I love the trade schools, because there are young people out there who are ready to get to work, but they've got to go out. They've got to learn how to weld. They've got to learn how to do some of these. And maybe they have a little bit of that knowledge because they've helped dad on the farm or they've done something else.
Yep.
But they want to take it a step further, and that's why it's so important to go to a school like TSTC. And I think this is awesome. Roxana, I just wanted maybe a little bit about just your thoughts on this. I think it's incredible.
We're always blessed with anything the writers do. Brianna is here, and she's such a humble representative, so I'm going to shout it out so much bigger, because when our writers come together, all the followers that we have on any of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of it, they are just about it. Everybody lights up when those motorcycles fire up and you see him taking off. It doesn't matter if it was just I caught him at the back end going down the driveway and hyped it with some music, or I actually was in a car behind him chasing him, and we've got like the picture of the day of all the different things they're doing. Everybody gets excited about the bikes. It's just such an uplifting, fun, spirited thing to watch. If you've never had the freedom of riding, there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like the wind therapy. And when they are all up and they're in their gear and they're wearing their cuts and the bikes are shiny and you're hearing all the sounds in the mufflers and the wind's blowing, it's just magic. It's magic. And that the American Legion allows us to celebrate that kind of magic as a group, with recognition, with logoing, with a name. It's amazing anyway. They do fundraisers for our own members in-house. We've had 2 this last year that were highly successful, both of them. One was cancer. We had a member went through a cancer, needed some financial recovery. They raised over $15,000. Wow. You didn't hear her say that. They did it right there at our post, which you've been in. Not but a handful of months later, we had a member go out with an accident. He's self-employed. He needed recovery. They raised, $7,000 for him. You didn't hear her say that. These are the kind of things that our riders do as their own entity. One thing that's fun to know is that in order to be an American Legion rider, you have to be a regular member. So you have to be a Legionnaire, which are us veterans, a son of the American Legion, which are male descendants, or a member of the auxiliary, which are female descendants and spouses. So in order to get your application recognized and be a rider, you already have to be a family member. So you already know our core values. You already belong to an industry that's already performing. The motorcycle element just brings a new level of camaraderie and availability to the community, which is really great.
Yeah,
We are so proud of it. We love the idea, and like I said before, if you're enlisted, you're blue collar. I come from blue collar people that were also enlisted. Blue collar is everywhere. We don't have America if we don't have our tradesmen. That's just a simple truth. No offense to all of you beautiful executives that are in the 6 and 7 and 8-digit income zones, right? You're doing what you need to do and things are happening at a bigger scale, but you don't get to do the things you get to do if we don't have tradesmen.
That's right.
It's just a fact, and it's becoming so sad, the anti-Semitism and the down stigma of being blue collar, of learning a trade or even enlisting. Well, this is why we have our country,
Yeah,
It's
blue collar builds America. Just it's huge.
Yes, and that they care about it, that they thought about it, that they created a whole program to display that and to give to the community with it. Yes, we are beyond proud of them. We are beyond proud of them.
I was just thinking, whenever you're talking about blue collar, I was thinking, well, I wear a white collar a lot, but it gets
Yes,
dirty.
you do.
But
Yes, it gets dirty.
But it stays dirty. It's
Yes,
always
it
dirty.
does.
I'm always having to bleach that thing.
Yes, but it counts though. That's a whole
Yeah.
other type of trade
Well,
and offering.
something else you had mentioned too, y'all were talking about just the rides and when I went to Clay's, I'm like, man, I just have my F-150. We put all 4 windows down, so we felt a little bit of the wind, but it made me miss having my Jeep. Roger and Tara
yes.
Burnett were there with their Jeep, and man, I used to cruise. I missed that Jeep. The only reason I got rid of it is because I was doing a broadcast for an alumni football group that was a lot of fun. I mean, these guys were like, some of them were like getting up into their 60s, still trying to play football. It was awesome. It was fun. Full contact. This guy ran a company that did that, and we had to go to Fabens, which is way out there near El Paso. And I remember taking that Jeep, and I got like 8 miles to the gallon. I said, I cannot drive this thing on a 9-hour trip anymore. I got rid of it, and I miss it. I had it paid. I was a Wrangler. I loved that thing. It had nice big wheels on it, and I got rid of that thing. And you know what? I traded it in for a Toyota Corolla. And I'm sitting there going down the road, sticking my hand out, and people are, because
the same.
It was a habit, and people were like, "Who is this Nimrod waving at us out of this little tiny Corolla?"
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Oh,
I
man.
got
It's not the same.
I've got a big blue Jeep.
Nothing like it, that open air. And I remember the first thing I did when I bought that thing was I pulled the bolts out of the door, and I left it to where you could just lift them out. And
Yep.
man, I loved driving that thing. And as you said, and that's why I thought of, just to take it back to a serious tone, that's why when we were out there at Richards, there was nothing more beautiful than being out in God's country.
Right?
And even me just driving a F-150 pickup truck, but seeing all the bikes come by.
It's magic.
There was something about that moment that I said, this is just neat to be able to see all of God's beauty right here and people out enjoying it. And we need to get back. This is my little Rob's rant. We need to get back to enjoying the beauty that God has put in front of us. We get so wrapped up of being inside of a room, inside of a building. And that's my encouragement today for people, is to step outside. It's going to be a great week. Step outside and be mindful of all the beautiful creation around us, because we take it for granted.
We
I
do.
do. I take it for granted.
Absolutely.
So, well, again, Brianna, real quick, highlight the date real quick, and again, how people can get connected. I want to make sure we get that across.
So our first event is going to be October 25th. It's a Saturday. We are doing a bike fun run. Kickstands up at 10. Registration from 8:30 to 9:30.
Anyone can join. It's open to the
Anybody,
community.
please come on out. It's $20 a driver, $10 a passenger. 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4. Heck, we'll take 18 if you want.
Nice.
And we're going to go out. They've got a route planned for us, and then we'll come back to the post, play games, enjoy everybody's companionship, laugh, have a few drinks, enjoy yourself. That money, everything that we raise there, will go towards this scholarship. And then in March, we'll have another one coming up, so we'll probably be back for that one. But we have ways that people can support us if you can't come out. We are doing sponsorships. We have platinum level, gold level, silver, bronze, and pewter. and they range from 1,000 all the way down to 50.
Not bad.
And
yeah.
if you are a sponsor, then we have gifts for you. We also are doing advertising for our top sponsors. We're doing a recognition dinner, and that is where we are going to award the student their scholarship and the people that helped us get there.
Awesome.
And getting to that point, and then if it's not just sponsor, if somebody can't or a business can't do a sponsorship, we're also doing donors because we need auction items, we need prizes,
Yes.
we need things that we can give back to the community without taking the money out of the account to support what we're planning on doing.
Roxanne, is that already up on the website? The
It
information for it?
It is. But I also want to say we have a run even sooner than that. So this year, our annual Fall Festival and Haunted Hayride is going to be Saturday, October 11th. Well, guess what? The riders have come in and partnered with the Post on that event. They are also doing a fun run on Saturday the 11th. And we are having a decorate your bike and a motorcycle trunk or treat as part of our Fall Fest. That's wide open to the community too. We want everybody on two wheels to come and hang out, learn about the programs, have some fun with our riders. It's a fun variance. This will be our third year doing our Fall Fest, and it grows a little more each year and gets a little more fun each year. And that's 2/3 because of all of you in the community, and 1/3 just we get motivated about it. When the last year was good, you want to do better the next year. And we've also had the privilege this year of partnering with the Sam Houston State University Student Veterans Center and Student Veterans Association, and they have come through so big. Some of them have joined. So our youngest Legionnaire is one of their veterans at the Student Center. And my first work party I just had, 2/3 of the volunteers were there. And it's just, it's growth. It's good, positive growth. It's younger, fresher blood, which we always need to keep going. You can't age out of things. It is possible. So part of our goal with the Legion, especially through the Riders Program and our Legionnaires, is recruiting younger, better, stronger. The new generation of us that will carry forward all the things we've set in place and keep the mission going. But we want everybody to come to the Post for Saturday, the October 11th. We want everybody to come to the Post Saturday, October 25th. And we can't leave out the auxiliary because truly those ladies are the backbone of our Post. Mm-hmm. They do so much for so many people in the Post, outside of the Post, behind the scenes, and they are having their annual chili cook-off. And that is Saturday, October 4th. So that's coming
yummy.
right up. It is open to the public. They need entries. We are going to buy tasters kits. We need entries to taste and judge for our favorites. They put a wealth of effort and time into the chili cook-off. It grows a little bit each year too. And we definitely want everyone at our Post. The whole month of October, every Saturday, just come. We are open, just come. Just come to the Post every Saturday, the month of October, because the doors are open. We have fresh new officers, fresh new energy, all these wonderful campaigns that we're starting we didn't get to do before. And as with any nonprofit organization, we are only as good as the support that we can drum up. And we can only get the support if we are out there doing our best and putting our best foot forward. And definitely through our Riders Preview, we are. Definitely.
We went to the Fall Festival last year. My children loved it. That hayride was just unbelievable. It was so much fun. And I don't get spooked too easily. I got spooked a little bit, man, because y'all had people hidden up in the bushes. Braylon was like, ah, and I was like, yes, my daughter got a little bit of that. That was great.
It's super fun. It's super fun. It'll be a little bigger and a little better this year, too. We have a little more volunteer pool and a little better donations for out there, so you'll definitely not want to miss it. It'll be a little better than last year, and that's always the goal.
Yeah. Well, I just you know what? One thing I want to say, and Brianna, I appreciate you being here, too, and Roxanne, if I had money, I'd pay you to come over here and be our spokesman, our PR person, because you were so – no, I mean this, because it's so – I've always said this, that you can tell when someone is passionate about something because the way they talk about it and the joy that they have.
I love
And I have not one time ever seen Roxanne in a bad attitude about anything that she's talked about with the American Legion Post. And that says a lot about your passion, your commitment, and Brianna the same way, the way that you're talking about these events. These are folks who genuinely care. They want to give back. Their heart is absolutely in the right place to serve our community. And that's what we do here on this program, is promote the good. You guys are the epitome of good here in Huntsville, the Sam Houston American Legion Post 95. Go to their website, by the way, The website is absolutely beautiful. Roxanne,
you.
y'all have won awards from that website.
Yes, sir, we did.
Sam Houston Post 95.org is where you need to go.
And all our upcoming events are there under the events tab.
Awesome. Brianna, any final comments? Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Oh, you're welcome. Actually, no.
Perfect.
I'm usually the quiet one, the wallflower.
I had to make her do this. I didn't give her any lead time. I hit her up after one of their committee meetings, and I said, hey, are you ready to go on the podcast? And she said, what? And I was booking it right there.
Yeah.
And I said, so this is what we're doing and when. Get up early and wear your gear.
Get up early.
I am very much
great.
behind the scenes.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's kind of hard, and I'm having to even go out and ask for people for money.
Yes.
And I don't do that very well either.
Yeah. Well, you're doing great.
I'm used to asking for it because of what I do, but not beg.
Yeah. Please. No, you're doing great, Brianna. I wanted to recognize. I know y'all don't do it for the credit, but
No, not at all.
But
No, it's about the mission of the Legion and caring for
I
our
wanted
veterans.
to recognize you guys because I want people to know the connection, and I want them to know the passion behind
you.
it because that's so important. So
I appreciate that.
well, thank y'all so much.
Thank
And
you.
sorry I can't. You send me so many things, and Roxanne's always asking me, "Can you come do this?" And with our schedule still, it's kind of hard because my wife is working late, and so I've got the little ones. So once they grow up a little bit, we're getting to that cool age now to where they're starting to do like things.
Yes.
Which is kind of fun.
They're not just in the stroller.
Yeah, they're doing things now, which is like Braylon was helping me put up Halloween stuff this weekend. And
That's so
she
cool.
calls it the Spookies and Pumpkin Man. And she's like, Dad, can we put up Pumpkin Man?
Yup.
Ooh, where are the Spookies? And it's just fun, So,
It is.
Yeah.
You'll
Well, thank
get
y'all
there.
so much.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
God bless you
It's
guys.
always
Thank
good
y'all
to
for
see
all
you.
your
We're
work.
so
Thank you so
thankful for
much,
you,
Brianna.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it. Sam Houston Post 95. Check them out online. And let's help. Let's get them. The dream is to get the mission is to get at least one, but the dream is to get multiple.
Yes.
Let's help them out with these scholarship fundraising events. Again, Sam Houston Post 95.org for more information. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. It's about the name thing. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You got any thoughts on that one there, Roxanne? About
I do. I have two good ones. And part of it is because I am recently engaged, and that whole thing is
congratulations.
going to be real life for me. And
what we're getting at is here was the teaser. Once you are married, should the lady change the last name? That is the whole. We're going over it next. Courtney has some feedback on this too.
I just think that it shouldn't be about the name. It should be about the commitment.
Okay.
If we say I do, you have us. Do you really need an additional tag? Like hashtag and my wife. No, we already said I do.
What about a hyphen in there? Is that
Well,
one?
see, you know that there's rules about that, right? If you want to keep your middle name, then you can't do a dash and keep that part in. If you want your husband's name and your last name, you're not supposed to have your middle name. And it's just all drama. It's drama. Keep it simple. My license says my name, but I said I do. You have me. I mean, does it have to be more? Are you the ones going to the Social Security office and to change your driver's license? No, we are. Are we not busy enough caring for you? And I'm just going to stop there. That's my soapbox.
In this edition of Dialogue Over Destruction.
Exactly.
All right. Well, there you go. There's Roxanne's take. We'll take a break. Courtney will break it down more for us when we come back. This is your show. She's shaking her head. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us, friends. We'll be back in a moment.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Billy Cawthon of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and you're listening to Spirit Radio, the spirit of Huntsville.
The spirit of Huntsville, spiritradio.fm.
All right, let's keep that train a trucking, although a train doesn't truck.
No, it does not truck.
I used to broadcast a lot of high school baseball for Georgetown High School, Georgetown, my hometown, and it was so neat.
TV's not working.
Yeah, I unplugged it. I don't know if y'all noticed on the broadcast, like our video would lock and freeze, and then it would go really, really fast, and I think it was something to do with that long HDMI cable, because we duplicate the screen on that monitor, and I think that cable was causing it's a really weird, it's just the old IT in me coming out, but I think that cable, there's a data delay in that cable for some reason, and it slows down our production computer. So
Gotcha.
Anyways,
Makes
that's the
sense.
IT in a nutshell.
You got it.
But no, we would broadcast a lot of Georgetown always went really deep in the playoffs, and we'd always go play at Bomber Stadium in Bryan, Texas, where the Brazos Valley Bombers play. Mm-hmm. And I really love that venue. It's just a really cool, kind of feels like a nostalgic baseball venue to take your family to. And it was always so much fun. One of the best things about that venue is the railroad is literally right behind the field. And so every single broadcast I ever did, the Missouri Pacific Railroad rail cars would come through there, and the locomotives, or the Union Pacific. I'm sorry, not the Missouri. The Union. You got to get it right. We're gonna make some people in Missouri or the Union angry. Union Pacific locomotives would come through there, and this is what I love. There's nothing more American than this. Calling baseball, and then as the game's going on, you hear the train coming right around the bend. I've seen the sunshine, though, so don't worry about that, Johnny. But as that thing came across, it was so beautiful because those locomotives, Union Pacific, they paint the American flag on the side of them.
Yes.
And thank goodness the graffiti artists out there, they don't ever tag up those locomotives. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
The locomotives normally aren't tagged up. It's every other boxcar is tagged up, but those locomotives, whether they're getting tagged and getting immediately cleaned or what, they're always beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I just remember thinking in those moments of calling those high school baseball games and seeing that logo and hearing it in the back of the broadcast, like, I'm so proud to be in the United States. There was something about taking pride and being an American in that moment.
It's a great feeling.
So that leads into the next thing about some people. Are they taking pride in this or not? There's a debate that's brewing amongst the youngers of the youngers and some of the olders, but we're not too old. But there seems to be a trend. Maybe I'll write a research paper on this.
Maybe you should.
There seems to be a trend on, and I'm not saying it from any angle, okay? I'm not angry, I'm not upset, but there seems to be a trend, and maybe it connects back to, I don't know, tradition?
Maybe.
But there seems to be a trend that spouses are no longer taking, female spouses are no longer taking their husband's last names.
Yes, legally.
Legally. As I was jotting in Courtney's name this morning, she said that was her name. But you and your husband married for a while.
Yes,
for a while.
14 and a half, 15 in March.
A long time.
Yeah.
But you said from the get-go, here's the way it's going to be.
Yes.
So I just wanted kind of your thoughts on that. Dialogue over destruction. Do you think it's a huge deal from your? I mean, obviously not because you haven't changed. But so, what are your thoughts on it? And we're talking. If anyone's, what are you talking about, Rob? When you get married, are you legally changing your last name? Is what I'm talking about.
Well, my personal thoughts, and I will only speak on behalf of myself and no other person, because that is the wrong thing to do. My last name, my biological father, he has passed. And he had just my sister and I. He did not have any male heirs. I do not have a biological brother through him. And then I have an uncle, his brother, who also had one single daughter. And so their family name actually did not carry on. And so that was kind of one of the main reasons is it was mine. I am very, very, and anyone who knows this, no one will ever once argue, I'm a very independent person. Mm-hmm. Always have been. Came from a big family. I think sometimes people say when you come from a big family, you kind of become dependent on people always being around. I was kind of like the opposite. I gained a lot of independence from being a part of a big family. And then so when I met my husband, he is also younger than I am. And when I met him, I was already a good decade into my career. And
rolling, you were rolling.
I wouldn't say rolling, but I had established, I had exceeded goals that I had set for myself as an individual at that age. I was not quite 30 yet when we met. I was 29. He was in the military, and he was actually on deployment our first year together. And I had my life. He had his life. He knew I was an independent person. He knew what I had established and had done for myself in my life. And when we got together, it was just simply about us being together, not necessarily who was going to have whose last name. It wasn't important. And then also when we had our child, and we had a daughter, and she has his last name. She took his last name because that was very important to me also. Like, this is your child. Yes, we created this child together, but that is your child. She has his last name, and I think that is very important for her to see her mother and her father also be okay with, hey, my mom has her last name, maybe I can keep mine too. And that, I think, definitely changed his view of things, is once he kind of saw, hey, my daughter can carry on my last name. It doesn't just have to be a male heir. It can be a daughter too. And so it just really comes down to you being an individual, and names aren't necessarily important. I am not anyone's possession. I am my own person, and I don't feel like I necessarily have to give up to prove to another human I am yours. I feel like my commitment and my beliefs and me just saying, hey, I am yours is enough.
There's Courtney's dialogue over destruction.
I don't think it was ever anything that I intentionally set out to do. I think it was just kind of one of those things, how life worked out, and me being such an independent person, me being a female. It hasn't always been easy being an independent female doing certain things. And I just think that it is just important for us to know what our worth is, and to know that we have a choice. And there definitely, I respect tradition. My mom took she was married twice. She took both of her husband's last names. She is now passed also. But it was nothing. My grandmothers, every female in my life, have taken on their husband's last names, and I respect that and I honor that, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not me.
Well, I did a very brief research from Pew Research.
Pew
Research.
Research.
Have you ever heard of Pew Research?
I think so.
I don't know if it's peer reviewed.
Yes.
See, I'm learning this from college.
Yes.
Peer reviewed means that it's from academia.
Okay.
Am I saying that right, or is it academia? See,
I think you're saying it right the first time.
I'm already getting wrong.
Yes.
But here's a summary from Pew Research. Why women do or do not change their last name after marriage. And a lot of it does come down to tradition. For generations, it was almost automatic that women took their husband's last name after marriage. Historically, this was tied to legal and cultural factors. Women needed their husband's name for things like driver's license,
don't need it,
voter registration, credit cards, or even to pick up the kids from school. Yes. Culturally, it reflected paternalistic ideas that a woman moved from belonging to her father to belonging to her husband. Today, while feminism and gender equality have changed perspectives, again, Pew Research, by the way, the majority of women in the U.S., around 70 to 80%, still take their spouse's last name. Some, like celebrities, may do so legally, but keep their maiden name professionally. We've seen that a lot in Hollywood.
Yes.
All my life,
yes.
Where you will be like, oh, well, Scarlett Johansson, or I can't even name Jennifer Aniston.
They're not the real names.
I don't even know any of, that's about as far as I don't know movies that well. But about 20 to 30% of women keep their own surname, hyphenate, or create a blended name. The decision, here's the research, points to this, shaped by tradition, family pressure. Yeah. Okay, that's a big one. Social expectations, personal identity, professional reputation, or even a desire to leave behind a difficult family past. There are some that say, I don't want to take on that name because of maybe something that happened in that family, which could make sense.
Yes.
Some women embrace the tradition without feeling it diminishes their independence. Men rarely change their names. Studies show only about 3% do. Keeping one's surname can symbolize identity, heritage, or feminist values while adopting. And it's okay to say that word. It doesn't. Nowadays in our culture, that word, people think it's something bad. It's not necessarily bad.
No.
While adopting the spouse's name can simplify legal matters, family unity, and social interactions. So that is kind of a quick overview of it. The reason I brought this up, because Courtney and I were talking and at the beginning about it, but there was something that out of this research that I wanted to bring up. That I knew a couple. I knew, and I don't know them well enough to ask why, nor should I ask why. But there was a girl that I'd went to church with, and her husband passed away. And when she remarried, I was confused because I noticed she went back to her maiden name when she remarried, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And I wasn't judging. I was like, that's because her husband took on her name, and it confused me. And I was like, wait a minute. This is kind of...
Because it's not normal.
Yeah, but he was one of that 3%
Yes.
from Pew Research that took on the name.
Yes.
So I didn't know if anybody else wanted to chime in on that. I didn't see any. I thought that a lot of people would chime in on that a little bit. Someone did say last names mean nothing. It's all about spirit and heart
Yes.
is what they said.
And I agree with that. And
So-
so yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that just, it wasn't pressed, and I didn't want to change, and he's okay with it. And
See, my wife never legally took on my name yet.
Yeah.
But our children have. And to me
Yes.
as a father, so I will say this, as a father, there's something about being a dad and my name
yes,
for being a dad. And that was one thing that I was like, and we never really talk about it much, but I just said, I want my children to have my last name, because that's something that I want to. Those are, I mean,
Yes.
there are kids, but those are like, man, that's my babies. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
no, absolutely.
So and
we proved our worth with those children. We grew them. We
y'all went through
we carried them. We delivered them. You can have the last name. We did the hard work. You can have the name.
Yeah, you take the name. So
Yeah.
Anyways, a good discussion this morning. We were talking about it before, and in the spirit of people talking, I think it's good to just see different perspectives. I never thought of, as I was just doing that brief research, I never thought that some names could carry. I never thought of it. Obviously, I mean, we know that some names carry bad history just by thinking of certain. I mean, you can look back in history of terrible things that have happened in history, and you could say someone's last name, and you're like, whoa, stay away from that one. I've never thought about that, though, that some may choose not to because of the history of that last name.
Yes, and it's funny that you kind of say that, is because when I was in high school, my biological father, whose name I carry, who I did not change, he was not the greatest of people. I had a hatred for him, actually. Not anything that he ever did to me, but it was more or less like my mom.
Yeah.
And so when I was in high school, I actually refused to put my last name on my letterman's jacket because I didn't want his last name because he was such a bad person. And I thought, well, I don't want to carry his last name because he's a bad person, and that's going to follow me. But obviously when you get older and you realize that's not necessarily the case, that he is just a person, and there's lots of good people that have carried on that last name.
Yeah.
Past family members that I knew who were good people. And, and so I kind of quickly, as the older I got, I quickly changed my view. This is obviously before my husband and I kind of started to appreciate my last name and take ownership and, kind of change the way I felt about the last name, trying to do good by it. So I could totally understand where people would say are tainted by a name.
Yeah, wow, yeah. Well, Courtney, thanks for opening up on things. I didn't know we were going to go that direction, but I think it's important that we can talk and try to understand perspectives and different people. I think that's what we need more of,
Yes.
and I won't go into a long talk about this, but I think especially over the last few weeks, with the shooting and the terrible things that have happened. And then yesterday, I mean, my goodness, we saw another shooting at a church there in Michigan, where they found more people overnight. The gunman had, he was shot dead, but then had caught the church on fire there, the Latter-day, and that was
Yes.
terrible news of just so many things that are happening, and that. This is why I'm a big believer that we need to be able to talk, and we need to be able to have dialogue. And, these past 3 weeks for me, one thing that I've taken away from it is I'm trying to learn how to communicate better, because I'm really bad at, I'm solid in what I believe, but there's times to where I'm really bad at like trying to get my point across, not because I want to be right, but why I feel what I feel.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to like my belief and spirituality, that's easy. I mean, I don't want to say it's like easy because the enemy attacks you, but I'm rooted in that. But it's other things about certain positions that I take where sometimes I struggle trying to relay how to say it properly. And so I've learned that's something I've been working on these past 3 weeks, but then also just to be a better husband, to be a better father. There's so many things. I was joking with Bridget. I said, you need to quit watching those Charlie Kirk videos because it's making me look like a bad dad. I mean, that dude was so connected. He was so good to his wife and his children. Not that I'm not. I mean, but I can step it up.
Yeah.
And I think that's something else that when we see things, instead of looking at the negativity and trying to pull out bad things from everything that we see, we can learn through every situation that we go through in life. And I choose to look and learn for good. It's not that I'm denying that there is bad, because we live in a sinful world. But the truth is, we can learn from every single thing in life. Everything.
Absolutely.
You know?
I
I've learned from you.
100%
Just
agree
talking
with
to
you.
you today.
Yes.
I've learned from you of like, man, I need to step up my game and start hustling again, a little bit. I mean that. I mean, you can learn from every single person that you cross paths with. So
yeah,
it's a little serious tone.
It
here
is
on the
a little
show,
serious
but it's good
tone,
stuff.
but no, I mean, I agree with you. I think that we all, and I'm guilty of this, we all just move so fast that sometimes we just need to kind of slow down a little bit and
smell the roses.
Well, smell the roses is also just kind of,
When's the last time you smelled a rose, by the way?
A couple weeks ago when I was at Lasso, because I had fresh flowers in my face. It was great. But it's true. But I think that, if we can slow down and just kind of listen sometimes, and know where and some people might need to vent and may not be angry at you, but you could just be that person that just stands there and say, let it out, vent, let me have it. Are you okay? Are you good? What do you need? And that's all they need to kind of carry on and kind of recenter themselves and just slowing down. And, everybody has got something going on in life, even the little children.
Yeah.
Every day. Sometimes they've got some things that they need to work out and we don't understand it, but we got to say, okay, why are we mad because we spilled our apple juice?
Well, it's like this morning, Brandon was saying, I get so worried about, it's not that we don't get moving early. I mean, I get up early, but I never know. And everyone has an opinion on, well, if you do this and this wouldn't. And children are children.
Absolutely.
There ain't no predicting, with a child. And I'm not using that as an excuse. But like we do, we go through the clothes the night before. We have them all laid out. Braylon's happy. We get up in the morning, and it's like World War VII.
No.
I'm not doing this, Dad. Bye.
Yes.
And I've learned that I just need to chill out and not worry about it.
Yes.
And quit worrying so much about things.
Yes, you can't control everything.
Couple of quick things. We're going to change direction. And I know you got to go. I got to get rolling. The NFL announced yesterday that Bad Bunny is going to be the halftime entertainment for the next Super Bowl. I don't even know who that is. Do you?
I know he is a rapper. He's very entertaining. I
Never
could
heard
not sing you one of his songs.
Bad Bunny, Bad
Maybe
Bunny.
if it was playing on the radio,
hop,
maybe.
Hop, hop, hop. Is that his song? Hop, Bad Bunny, hop, hop.
No, I don't think
not.
so.
A little closer to home, Cody Johnson, by the way.
Kojo.
Laney Wilson and
Yes.
Post Malone are going to headline next year's Stagecoach Music Festival.
That'll be fun.
Don't even know where that is. Have you heard of
It's
that?
in California.
See,
It's
that's why I'm glad you're here.
a country music festival in California.
Others taking part in this April 24th, 25th, and 26th. This is really good. Counting Crows, Winona Judd.
Okay.
I'm always down for some Judd family,
Absolutely.
Billy Bob Thornton, Brooks and Dunn.
Oh, they're some of my faves.
Hootie and the Blowfish, they're still around.
Yeah, of course Darius is still around.
Third Eye Blind, the Wallflower, Pitbull, and Ludacris.
Yes.
So there you go. You were right. Look, all at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California.
Yes.
That is pretty cool stuff there. And by the way, just a little political news. Possible U.S. government shutdown is set to begin at 12:01 a.m. on Wednesday if
Lovely.
Congress fails to pass a funding bill by midnight. Why does it always seem like they're about to shut down? It's been like that for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I hear that all the time, like, impending government. And that's been happening no matter what political party it is.
Yes.
I never heard of it growing up until like 10 years ago. So there you go. That's your only political news you're going to get here. A couple of things here. The number of Americans visiting Canada has passed the number of Canadians coming to America.
Oh.
By the way. It
Wonder why.
happened after COVID, but before that, it hadn't happened since 2006. Who tracks this stuff, though?
Somebody's
Do they
job.
have one of those little counters?
Yes, they're standing at the border with one of those counters.
Oh, that's pretty good. Rob Zombie's elaborate Los Angeles estate is sold for $8.9 million, by the way. So there you go.
Maybe he can donate some to the scholarships.
He could, yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just 1,500 will be fine. You know, by the way, Publishers Clearinghouse went bankrupt. Did you know about this?
They did.
There's several people that had won
Yes,
that aren't getting.
I did read that.
They're not getting their
That's
money.
so sad.
And there's a new company that took them over. They're still giving away stuff. But you've just lost credibility with me, partner. I'm not entering in your contest anymore.
Exactly.
Then a couple of things. Check this out. Did you ever watch the Spaceballs movie, the one that pokes fun at?
I did.
Well, there's a Spaceballs 2.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, it's underway.
Yes.
Rick Moranis. I love that guy. Just watched Ghostbusters last night. He has come out of retirement to join the party. Others include Josh Gad, Keke Palmer, Lewis Pullman, Anthony Kerrigan, Bill Pullman, and, of course, Mel Brooks.
Yes.
How about that? Spaceballs 2 making a thing there. Pretty cool stuff there. I guess that's it. So that'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
According, by the way, to people 30 and up, family visits are the second most stressful thing in their life. Just wanted to leave you with that one.
Love it.
It's stressful. You ever have stressful family visits?
I don't think that there's a family visit that stress is a part of it.
I love all my family, and I love especially Bridget's family. They're just it's a huge. I didn't grow up with a huge family.
See, I did.
Her family is ginormous. In fact, Easter has gotten so big now that it is no longer held at a home. Now I don't know what we're going to do this coming up year because Granny passed away. But she lived in a neighborhood with a little clubhouse. And so every year we would use the clubhouse. Well, this past Easter, I'm not joking, man, this thing grew to like 180 people. We're like holding a small church service up in this mug now. 180 people show up. And it's all Bridget's family. And that, I enjoy it. And as outgoing as I am, I actually kind of like to be alone a lot. I really do. And I get stressed out.
Yes.
And then I have to dress up as the Easter Bunny every year. I love doing that.
I love it. No, my husband feels the same way because I came from a big family and he did not.
Yeah.
Just in our immediate family with siblings, their spouses, and all of the children, and my dad and my stepmom, there's 30 of us.
Good night.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we have a real family function, same boat.
All right, and then finally, just because you're here real quick, okay, since we've
Okay.
been talking about marriage and all these things, here is a topic that popped up on our prep guide this morning, and it said, let me scroll because I scrolled really fast and I may have missed it here. It said here, should you look for love or should you wait for love to come to you?
I feel like my husband appeared when I wasn't looking. I was kind of, like I said, independent. I was single. I was very career driven. I had no interest, no time, traveled all the time. And he appeared. He was serving in the Navy at the time with my little brother. He actually saw a picture of me, had been harassing my little brother. Little brother was like, back off. He got my email address, emailed me.
Oh, the old
Corey, we corresponded for about 4 months.
Did you think it was spam at first?
At first I did because I did not reply to him. And my little brother, like days later, is like, why are you not replying to my friend? And I'm like, why are you giving my email address
Why
out?
is someone emailing me?
So we got to know each other, and it
How
turned
cool is
into
that?
this really cool thing. So yeah, a fun, cute story. But yeah, I was not looking, and he appeared, and he was very
Wow.
persistent and didn't give up. And almost 15 years later.
There you go.
Yeah.
And a little one out of it, too. So
Yep.
see, it all worked out. Bridget and I's story's kind of similar. I knew her brother, though, very well. And her brother actually, I had seen Bridget, and I said, man, Blake, your sister's really cute. And he goes, well, you're the only dude I'd really want dating her. And so
My brother was like, back off.
So I ended up like asking Blake if I could date. Like, it was cool. I actually asked her brother if it was cool if I would date her, and he's like, yeah, man, go for it. And he likes to share that story. It's my feel good story
Yeah.
because
No.
he always tells me that.
Yeah.
He's like, man, yeah, he asked me permission to date her, and I was like, yeah, dude, because that's your sister, man.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because I was coming out of I wouldn't say like but like a tough relationship, you know. But there'd been some time between that, and I wasn't looking either. And then boom, all of a sudden, and here we are, 12 years later, and 2 little ones. And man, God is good. The way it
Yes.
works out is awesome.
It does. And like I said, and I always tell all the girls, stop putting so much pressure and stress on yourself. But even the guys, for that matter, too. Don't just, it's going to happen when it needs to happen. Stop, and the person that's going to come into your life is going to love you for you and all of you, good, bad, and ugly. And so just...
One thing, I got to be careful about this, and then we'll end with this, but I want to encourage, I just feel this on my heart this morning. I want to encourage somebody that may be struggling in a relationship this morning to know that there are going to be bad times, and that's okay.
It is.
And I think the way you approach that can bring you closer. Bridget and I have been through some really, really tough times. For us, faith has brought us closer together. And I think that's why we see, and the reason I say I got to be careful about how I say this, because I'm not judging anybody, because I have friends who, even in the ministry, who have been divorced. And that's a very tough thing. It's a very tough decision to go through. And I know everyone, when they get married, makes a commitment to stay together. But the reality is things happen, and unfortunately, divorce is very real. But I also want to encourage people to fight through it, because when you come back on the other side, and I understand there's circumstances to where you need to get out. Trust me, I'm not saying that.
Yes.
But if there's other things that you're just arguing about all the time and you're tired of the arguing and the bickering, find a way to fight through that.
Yes.
Because I'm going to tell you, when you come out on the other side and you look back, man, it feels so good. There's been some tough arguments that Bridget and I have gotten into and some tough things, but we're able to look back now and say, you know what, we got through that. And most of it was because of me, not her. So, yeah, all of it was because of me. So that's just my encouragement this morning. I really feel somebody out there needs to hear that today. So just have faith and fight through it. For me as a believer, I always tell folks to pray through it. There's nothing that brought us closer than prayer. And I want to encourage people to fight through. Your relationship is worth saving and fighting through. And I'm going to stand on that 99% of the time. I leave that 1% because there are terrible circumstances that people have got to get out. I'm not telling you if you're in an abusive relationship or anything like that to stay. I mean, you need to get out of that. But otherwise, fight through it. It's important. You've been there. Y'all been married 15 years. I know y'all have had your ups and downs. And I'm not saying that because I know. I'm saying that because I know as a husband myself.
We're all human.
Yeah.
No one is perfect, and you can't. No one ever has a perfect marriage or relationship. You're lying if you say you do.
Yeah. So fight through it. Well, hey, we love you, Huntsville. Thanks for hanging out. Courtney, any final comments? Let us know what's going on at Tomorrow's Promise real quick.
All good things. We're doing great. We're rocking and rolling 3 locations here in Huntsville. We would love to care for all of your children. We have the great pre-K partnership with the neighborhood schools, and we partner with Ignite Charter Schools. So we have pre-K 3 and pre-K 4, and lots of great things. So we're good, and we're growing, and bring all of your babies to us.
Bring them. Tomorrowspromise.info is where you need to go. And there's so many great folks that work there, just like Courtney. I mean, just wonderful. Get your children enrolled. Our 2 are there, and they're thriving. Well, friends, that'll wrap it up. It's been a fun. Thanks, Courtney, for hanging out. Man,
absolutely. Thanks for
I
inviting
can be
me.
serious once in a while. Can you believe this? Can you believe it?
It's a different side. I haven't seen it.
Different
I love
side.
it.
So, but hey, we love you. We're going to be back at it tomorrow. So make sure you join us. Jason Thompson, the Thompson family, with us from Guardian Defense. And we've got great shows lined up all week long. So make sure you stay locked in. And thank you for sharing and helping us promote the good here in Huntsville. For Courtney, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. Listen to that. We're not. We cannot make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support to somebody today, because I promise somebody out there needs you.
Just smile and say hi to somebody today.
That's it. Until then, we'll see you 7:30 tomorrow. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. Have a great day. See you, Courtney.
Bye.